Good afternoon from Joliet, Illinois, the home of the Fighting Saints of the University of St. Francis. Welcome to today's doubleheader. Beautiful day for a couple of ball games here in Joliet, Illinois. Temperature in the low 70s, sunny skies overhead, and so we're set to play two. It's St. Francis and St. Xavier here on a Monday afternoon in late March. Terry Bonadonna with you. I'll be on the call for today's doubleheader action, as St. Xavier looks to bounce back from their first conference loss of the season just yesterday, and St. Xavier looks to do the same. Both teams have gotten off to strong starts to conference play. Both teams split a doubleheader, though, over the weekend. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the St. Xavier Cougars. They'll come up to bat first in today's game. Drew Hunterford will lead things off. Hunterford plays left field. Batting second in the batting order for Addison Rouse's St. Xavier Cougars is catcher Evan Orzek. Hitting third baseman Jimmy Smythe. The cleanup batter is first baseman Patrick Doran. Batting fifth, shortstop Declan Smythe. Joe Reisers hits sixth. Reisers is the designated hitter. Batting seventh, second baseman Darren Zerillo. Kyle Papera hits eighth and plays right field. And batting ninth is center fielder Colin Wolf. Those are the starters for St. Xavier, and they're going against the starting right-hander for the home team, Colin Kelly. Kelly making his second start of the season. It's his fifth appearance overall. No record. He's got a .386 ERA so far this season. Colin Kelly in 9 1/3 innings has thrown, or has allowed, I should say, 5 runs, 4 of them earned on 13 hits. He has struck out 12, walked only 3. And he will face Drew Hunterford to get things started here. Kelly, the left-hander, I think I called him a right-hander a moment ago. The left-hander into the windup for the first pitch to Hunterford. It is over for a strike, and we're underway at 3:03 p.m. Central Daylight Time. It's 0-1 on Drew Hunterford, the leadoff batter for the Cougars. St. Xavier comes in with an overall record of 20-4. They've been the class of the conference so far this year, as Hunterford takes a ball high, 1-1. Their loss to St. Ambrose this weekend, the first one of the season in CCAC play for them. Swing and a miss. A good heater from Kelly. And the count is 1-2 on Hunterford. Drew Hunterford playing left field today for the Cougars. This is a .276 hitter. He's got 8 extra base hits, 12 RBIs, a left-handed bat. He foul tips it back into the catcher's glove. That's strike 3. And a rousing start for Colin Kelly. The southpaw has a strikeout against the leadoff batter. 1 up, 1 down in front of Evan Orzek. Colin Kelly is a senior from Tinley Park. Transferred in from South Suburban College and has been effective either as a starter or a reliever over the last couple of years for St. Francis. Again, he makes his second start of the season today. Evan Orzek stands in. Orzek, big hitter for the Cougars last season, takes ball 1 low and away. This year he's off to a hot start again. In 24 games played, he's batting .410. 1 home run, 11 RBIs. His on-base percentage is well over 500. He's at .553 coming in. He drills this one deep down the right field line. That cuts foul, and it lands just beyond the St. Francis bullpen to even the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Orzek reaches base significantly more than half the time he comes up. It's a tough out, and even though that was a hard hit ball, it's a big strike from Colin Kelly. It evens up the count, puts him right in the at-bat. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Back-to-back left-handed hitters lead off for St. Xavier. Orzek fists this one to the left side. Foul ground over by the Cougars' dugout. It drops just above their dugout. Out of play. The count is 1-2. Alex Martinez gave that one a good chase, but ran out of room. He pulled up at the railing in front of the dugout. It dropped several feet into foul territory and over the net that protects fans going all the way to the end, the end of the dugout on both sides of the field. No score just underway here. The 1-2 pitch to Orzek is taken low and away, and the count is 2-2. Kelly struck out Hunneford to start things out. Ball 3 on Orzek. Trying to put away Evan Orzek similarly, but he misses on that one. The count is full with Smythe on deck. That's Jimmy Smythe, the next hitter, the third baseman. He'll be the first right-handed batter to face Colin Kelly when he's ready to go. 3-2 on Orzek. And it hit him. Came inside and got him on the arm. Looked like maybe the lower arm. And Evan Orzek reaches base as he's hit by the 3-2 pitch. 1 on with 1 out. You can always assume with 3 balls on the hitter that he would much rather have just been able to avoid that one. Would have found his way on base either way, but he does take his base, and now he leaves his base. The catcher will depart for a courtesy runner. Daniel Barrios heads down to first base. Sophomore outfielder gets the chance to be the base runner for the St. Xavier catcher. He is checked down at first base right away. Nothing doing before the first pitch to Jimmy Smythe. Smythe, the third baseman, hitting a whopping .425 and slugging .675. In 80 at-bats this season, he's got a team-best 4 home runs and 31 RBIs as he flails at the first pitch for strike 1. 31 runs batted in for Jimmy Smythe in just 23 games played. Patrick Duran, who's on deck, has driven in 26 runs, so these two guys combined, just the two of them, have accounted for 57 RBIs as the runner goes. Smythe fouls it away and moves the count to 0-2. Daniel Barrios was on the move there. Barrios, a soft-hitting reserve outfielder, comes on frequently as a pinch runner, and he's got 11 stolen bases on the season in 13 attempts. So Kelly and Higgins have been keeping a close eye on him as Colin Kelly misses outside. Ball 1. Next pitch misses outside. That makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes. This mighty St. Xavier offense hasn't produced anything so far, just a few batters into the game, but they're making Kelly work in this first inning. Deep counts to all 3 hitters so far. This is a 2-2 pitch. It's laced out to right center field for a hit. Barrios heads over to third base. Smythe decides to hold at first with a single, and they are at the corners now with only 1 out. A big hit for Jimmy Smythe. Smythe picks up his 35th hit this season, playing just his 24th game of the year.
First baseman, number 44.
He continues his hot start to the season. That brings up Patrick Duran. Another left-handed bat here. The first baseman, Duran, steps out of the box before the first pitch. Mentioned Duran's impressive RBI totals a moment ago. He and Jimmy Smythe have done some good cleanup work with men on the bases. He can add to that number here as he takes a ball inside. 26 runs batted in this season. Patrick Duran is hitting .342, which is pedestrian considering some of the guys around him in the lineup. The last 2 batters were both .400 or better. Duran's got 3 long balls, 26 knocked in. He takes ball 2. So Kelly falls behind another hitter. Again, a lot of deep counts early in this game. Closing in on 20 pitches already. He struck out the leadoff batter, but has run into trouble since then. There's a weak grounder to the right side. This should get a run, and as Maffey bobbles it and has no play. So St. Xavier strikes first. Everybody's safe on the play. Cougars get a run on the board on the grounder to first base. Duran drives in run number 27 for the season. Barrios comes home. Smythe up to second base. And what I would guess would be an error on the first baseman, Maffey. It's an RBI just the same. The run was going to score regardless of what Maffey did with that ball. There's no chance he was going to get 2. And so St. Xavier is in the lead now, 1-0. Runners at first and second, one out. 3 consecutive batters have reached. And we're down to the number 5 hitter, Declan Smythe. Smythe steps out of the box as Colin Kelly steps off the rubber. Kelly in some first inning trouble here, but so far limited damage done. Trying to escape with just the 1 run allowed. Smythe squares to bunt, pulls the bat back, and he takes ball 1. Another hitter moves ahead in the count. Kelly has been pitching from behind frequently in this first inning. Declan, the younger of the 2 Smythes on the team, hitting .315, 2 home runs and 18 RBIs for the junior infielder. He lines it sharply into center field. That's a hit. Jimmy Smythe around third base. Ketchum throws home. It's cut off. And St. Xavier adds to their lead. That's an RBI single for Declan Smythe. Duran up to second base. Jimmy Smythe scores from second. And so the situation remains the same. Runners at first and second, 1 out, but now the scoreboard reads differently. 2-0 St. Xavier. And the first pitch to Joe Reisers hits him in the foot. The runners took off thinking maybe it was a wild pitch, but Reisers did not hesitate in dropping his bat and trotting on down to first base. They are loaded now. Second batter already this inning that Kelly has hit. Duran is up to third. Declan Smythe is at second. And Brian Mahalik will have a few words with his struggling senior pitcher. Colin Kelly coming into play today had hit 2 batters in 9 1/3 innings. So he has been known to hit a guy or 2, but he's hit 2 today, doubling his total. He's only faced 6 batters. 5 of them have reached all in a row. Ivan Orzek was hit by a pitch. Jimmy Smythe singled. Duran reached down an air. Declan Smythe singled. And now Reisers has been hit by a pitch. 2 runs are in for St. Xavier. They are threatening to break this game wide open before the Fighting Saints even have a chance to bat. This has become a huge inning for Colin Kelly. He needs to get these last 2 outs in a hurry. Looking for a 2-on-1 swing if he can get it. Darren Zerillo, not an easy guy to double up. He's hitting .318 for the year with 4 runs knocked in. Right-handed hitting second baseman. Getting the start today, something he has not done regularly this year as he pops up the first pitch behind home plate and about 3 rows deep into the seats behind the plate. Strike 1 on Zerillo. Darren Zerillo is getting just his 23rd at bat of the season. And it's a big one with the bags full. 2-0 St. Xavier leads already. They would like to put this game away early. Base is full with 1 out. Zerillo swings and flies it into right field. Squaring it up, Sam Tumulty comes in and makes the catch. Tagging from third is Patrick Duran, and he crosses the plate without a play being made on him. Also tagging is Declan Smythe. He advances from second to third base. And St. Xavier, despite the second out of the inning, gets themselves back on the board. It's 3-0 Cougars. A sac fly to right field hit by Zerillo. He drives in his 5th run of the season. And now Kyle Pepera will be the 8th hitter of the inning. Runners at the corners. Pepera with 2 outs takes the first pitch low for ball 1 from Kelly. Kyle Pepera is looking for his first hit of the year. Very limited action. This is the first time he's been in the starting lineup in a game this season. He's 0 for 5. He fouls this away to the right, out of play. 1-1. Pepera wears number 66 for St. Xavier. He is the 8th batter in the lineup today. He's a freshman from Ohio, and he takes ball 2. Long drawn-out inning for Colin Kelly. Already a little bit of action down the right field line in the St. Francis bullpen. This is the right field bullpen. St. Francis has swapped dugouts this season. 2-1 is taken high for a ball. 3-1. For years they have made the left field line their bullpen and the third base side their dugout. But today they set up down the first base side. And their bullpen is situated in the right field corner. Andrew Hancock is the pitcher who's loosening. Swing and a miss, 3-2. He may not be needed here in the first inning. Colin Kelly is 1 strike away from putting an end to what has already been a big game for St. Xavier. 3-0 they lead. They've had 3 hits in the inning. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Kelly bookends the first inning with strikeouts. He got Hunneford to start it. He gets Papera swinging to end it, but in between, St. Xavier got 5 consecutive base runners and turned that into 3 runs. We'll head to the bottom of the first, and St. Francis will come to bat for the first time, trailing by 3. Three nothing. St. Xavier leads after half an inning of play. Great start offensively for the Cougars as they sent 8 men to the plate in the top half of the first inning. Wound up with 3 runs out of it, and now they'll head to the field and see St. Francis's lineup for the first time. Noah Carraro, the shortstop, leads things off. He's followed in the batting order by third baseman Alex Martinez. Batting third, first baseman Eric Maffey. The cleanup batter is designated hitter Scott Tumulty. Batting fifth, second baseman John McGuire. Sam Tumulty, the right fielder, hits 6th. Luke Ketchum is in center field batting 7th. Jake Vera plays left, and batting 9th, catcher Liam Higgins. That's the lineup for Brian Mahalick's squad this afternoon. Noah Carraro stands in to lead things off, and the first pitch he sees misses inside for ball 1. That pitcher who tossed that inside pitch is Julian Vargas. Vargas, the sophomore right-hander, has been sensational so far this season. He's making his 6th start and 7th appearance of the season, but he is hit hard up the middle here for a base hit. Noah Carraro gets the early single. Good start offensively for St. Francis as they look to bounce back from that rocky start. Noah Carraro is aboard. Alex Martinez comes up next. Julian Vargas' numbers this year, a 4-0 record and a 1.64 ERA. So you figure it's tough to come back against anybody when you spot the other team a 3-run lead, even more so against this guy. Vargas has thrown 33 innings this year. He's allowed 10 runs, 6 of them earned on 22 hits, with 20 strikeouts and 9 walks. He has fallen behind back-to-back hitters 1-0. Ball and no strikes on Alex Martinez, the third baseman. There's a strike, and the count is 1-1. Alex Martinez so far this season has hit .265. In and out of the lineup, but he's gotten a lot of playing time of late. Ball upstairs, 2-1. Martinez has a .457 on base percentage thanks to 11 walks and just under 50 plate appearances. He's got 1 homer on the season, 5 RBIs as the toss to first sends Noah Carraro diving back to the bag. Carraro, after his leadoff single, is a threat to run always, 5 for 6 in stolen bases this year. And as Vargas stares in at his catcher, Evan Orzek, Carraro gives a short lead. There's a swing and a fly ball into right field. Backing up and making the catch is Kyle Papera. Carraro retreats to first, 1 away. Papera didn't appear to get a great read on that ball off the bat. He started in on it and then kind of froze before taking a step or two back behind him, so he recovered in plenty of time to make the catch. Here's Eric Maffey. Maffey, the right-handed hitting first baseman, will try to advance Carraro. Carraro looking to advance himself, takes off on the first pitch. It's a ball, throw to second, not in time. One and 0 on Eric Maffey, and now he hits with a man in scoring position. Noah Carraro steals his 6th base of the season. And he follows his leadoff single with that swipe to put a runner in scoring position for St. Francis for the first time today. St. Xavier got 3 runs on the top of the first after the leadoff batter was retired. They got base runner after base runner, a few hits, a hit batter, a walk, or no walks actually, just 2 hit batters. Strike called on Maffey. That evens the count, 1-1, 1 out, 1 on. St. Francis trying to do like the Cougars did in the top of the first inning. Fighting Saints are playing their 2nd conference home game of the season. Breaking ball low and in, 2-1. They beat Olivet Nazarene on a dramatic extra inning home run on Thursday and then finished up their series against Olivet this weekend in Bourbonnais. They ended up taking 2 out of 3 in that series. Ball 3 on Maffey. So both pitchers have had some problems here in the first inning getting ahead of batters. Like Kelly before him, Vargas has fallen behind 3 consecutive hitters to start this frame out. Not a guy who walks all that many, though. So on 3-1, Maffey should get something to hit here. He decides to take it, and it's a called strike. Full count. Off-speed pitch from Vargas. Maffey didn't like it. So it moves to 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Scott Tumulty is on deck. Maffey trying to clean up the base paths before he comes up. Ball 4 inside. Instead, he clogs up the base paths a little bit more. Nothing wrong with that either. Carraro at second. Maffey is now at first base. And Scott Tumulty has a chance to get the Fighting Saints on the board. Scott Tumulty is a .324 hitter. He does have 1 home run. That was the game winner on Thursday. 7 runs batted in, including that game winner. A chance for some RBIs right here, as the first pitch is a strike. St. Francis in their home white uniforms for today's doubleheader. St. Xavier is in red with the audacious black bottoms. Swing and a miss. Tumulty way out in front of that one. The count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. If Tumulty can't get these runs in, John McGuire will try next. He's on deck right now for the Saints. 0-2 on Tumulty. First time today that Vargas has gotten ahead of a hitter. He misses high here. Ball 1. Still 1 strike away from this hugely important second out. 1-2 pitch. Check swing. He went around. That's strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Julian Vargas.
Second baseman, number 13.
Still 2 on base for St. Francis, but now with 2 outs, John McGuire will have to come through with the big hit. McGuire's hitting .256 this year. He's driven in 6 runs. That would be a good time for number 7. He takes a strike across the knees, 0-1. Big at bat here. I know we're very early in this game, but this could be a real momentum shift for one team or the other. The 0-1. Hard one hopper right at the third baseman. Jimmy Smythe grabs it, carries it to his own base, and ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. On our way to the second, it's 3-0 St. Xavier. First pitch of the second inning is tapped backwards, foul by Colin Wolf for strike 1. It's the number 9 hitter, and then back to the top. Colin Wolf, Hunterford, and Orzek due up against Colin Kelly this inning. Kelly struggled in the first, hit a couple of batters, gave up a few hits. Some solid line drives for St. Xavier hitters. We'll see if Kelly, now about to enter the second trip through the batting order, can settle in and keep his team involved in this ball game. 3-0. St. Xavier has the lead. The 0-1 pitch is popped up, foul to the right side, out of play. And the count is 0-2. Ball 1 high. Kelly did have a problem in the first inning getting ahead of hitters. We saw a lot of good batters counts, which may have led to a few of those hits. So he started Wolf off here 0-2. That's progress, and there's progress as well. Struck him out swinging, although that's something that Kelly has not had a problem with today. 3 strikeouts the first time through the batting order. 3 of his first 4 outs have been recorded on strikes. And that's back-to-back Ks going back to the end of last inning. See if he can keep this streak rolling here against Drew Hunniford, who he already fanned once back in the first inning. Hunniford takes the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. Swinging on 0-1, Hunniford pops it into shallow center field, and it drops out of everybody's reach. The shortstop, Carraro, chased it back. Luke Ketchum was coming in, and neither one had a real play on it. So it's a soft single for Drew Hunniford. St. Xavier was spraying the ball all over the field in the first inning. Line drives left and right. Here in the second, their 4th hit overall today comes courtesy of a little pop-up out to straightaway center. They'll take it. They've got good speed aboard. Here's Evan Orzak. Orzak was hit by a pitch his first time up. His pinch runner, Barrios, came around to score. So even though he was not on the field for it, it was Orzak, his spot in the batting order anyway, which scored the first run. This time he hits a grounder up the middle. Carraro gloves it, carries it to the bag himself, throws to first, and that's a double play. 6-3, Hunniford and Orzak retired on the very same pitch. Nice bounce back inning for Colin Kelly, who gave up 3 in the first. He pitches a seamless second inning. We head to the bottom of the frame. 3-0 St. Xavier. It's 3-0. The visiting side from St. Xavier leads the Fighting Saints of St. Francis after a strong first inning. Nice bounce back frame pitched by Colin Kelly, and now it's up to his offense to take over and get themselves back into this thing. Sam Tumulty leads things off. It'll be Tumulty, Ketchum, and Vera. Sam Tumulty sends the first pitch deep out to left field. Hunniford chases it back into the corner, and Hunniford makes a nice running grab. He tumbles to the ground at the end of the play. Very impressively done by Hunniford, who made the catch on the run and then lost his balance on the lunge. Not an easy play at all, but he read that ball well off the bat, got a good jump on it, and was able to track it down for a quick out as we begin the bottom of the second inning. That brings up Luke Ketchum, batting for the first time today.
Center fielder, Luke
Ketchum had a big day yesterday against Olivet Nazarene. He shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes ball one. Overall this season, Luke Ketchum leads the team in hitting. The only hitter above 300, in fact, 306. 6 home runs, 9 RBIs. He takes a ball. So Ketchum's hitting out of the 7th spot in the batting order. He leads his team in 2 of the 3 Triple Crown categories. A couple behind Noah Carraro and Jake Lasota in RBIs. This is a chopper down the third base line, and it's foul. 2-1. They played it out. Jimmy Smythe tossed all the way over to first base. Luke Ketchum ran it out the whole way, but that one was clearly foul off the bat. And so Ketchum will return slowly to the batter's box. Ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. 3 runs on 4 hits so far for St. Xavier. No runs, 1 hit for St. Francis. Neither team has committed an error. Eric Maffey had a bobble back in the first inning. He was ruled a hit. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. There's a ground ball to the left side. Smythe charges, gloves. The third baseman fires on over to first and gets the out. Jimmy Smythe had a similar play a few moments ago on a ball that ended up being just foul. So he got the nice practice throw over to first base, and now he gets the real one. He makes it in rhythm. 2 up, 2 down. 4 straight retired by Julian Vargas after 2 of the first 3 batters reached for the Fighting Saints. Here's Jake Vera. Vera's hitting .296, 8 runs batted in. This is his 19th start of the year. 24th game this season for St. Francis. Overall, that is, for the team. Vera takes ball 1. Left-handed bat trying to keep the inning alive. He takes another one. 2-0. We've not yet seen a 1-2-3 inning, only in the bottom of the second. Top of the second worked out very similarly to 1 thanks to a double play. Called strike 1. Liam Higgins waits to bat next as Vargas tries to put away Vera first, fouled back 2-2. Jake Vera just barely got a piece of that one. Clipped it off of the catcher's mask, Evan Orczek. He seems to be okay. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. After a pause, Vera steps back into the box. Julian Vargas winds up for the 2-2. Grounded right side, and it squirts through. It's a base hit for Vera. He's able to roll that one in between the first baseman, Duran, and the second baseman, Zerillo. I think Duran probably was the only one who maybe could have made that play. He didn't put much of an effort into it, though. Half a step, and then he gave up, thinking it was the second baseman's ball. Zerillo had no chance to get there in time. So Liam Higgins steps in, swings the first pitch, pops it foul to the right side and into the seats, strike 1. Third base runner of the game for St. Francis. Jake Vera over at first base. Noah Carraro made it as far as second in the first inning. The 0-1. Breaks into the zone for a called strike. It's 0-2. Higgins trying to keep this at bat and this inning alive with the Saints trailing by 3. The runner goes. Pitch is taken for a ball. Throw to second is late. It's a stolen base for Jake Vera. Second one of those today for St. Francis. Noah Carraro stole the base back in the first inning. And now Vera has done the same. Runner in scoring position with a 1-2 count on Higgins. Struck him out swinging. So for the second straight inning, the Fighting Saints threaten at least a little bit. They put a runner at second with 2 outs. And they leave him there. We'll head to the third inning out of a scheduled 7 here in game 1 of a doubleheader. It's 3-0. St. Xavier's on top. Good start for the visiting team today. St. Xavier leads St. Francis 3-0 after 2 innings of play. Cougars come to bat for the 3rd time today. They've got their 3, 4, and 5 men due up. Jimmy Smythe swings at the first pitch and fouls it away for strike 1. Smythe is 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. That came back in that 3-run first inning. Smythe will be followed at the plate this inning by Patrick Duran and Declan Smythe. Popped up down the right field line. It'll stay in play in foul ground. Backing up and making the grab is first baseman Eric Maffey. 1 up, 1 down. Positive work from Colin Kelly of late. He's retired 5 of the last 6 batters. Only one to reach during that time was Drew Hunterford, who singled in the second inning and just 1 pitch later was erased on a double play. Ball 1 on Patrick Duran. Duran is 1 for 1 with an infield single back in the first inning. He drove in a run. He scored a run as well as he takes a strike. Even the count 1-1. St. Xavier is a tough offense. Those 3 runs in the first inning were not an anomaly. This team is averaging around 8 runs scored per game as Duran takes the ball low, 2-1. In fact, they're hitting .316 as a ball club. The best batting average of any Fighting Saints is Luke Ketchum's .306. So even the best St. Francis hitter is 10 points worse than the average of St. Xavier. 2-1 is fouled back, 2-2. It's been that kind of season to start things off for St. Xavier. They've been very impressive. Not ranked in the top 25 poll in the NAIA right now, but they are receiving some consideration. 2-2. Lined hard into left center field and into the gap for a base hit. Jake Vera goes over to cut it off, but Duran goes for second and makes it in safely. It's a 1-out double and the first extra base hit of the game for the Cougars. Despite that crooked number on the board early, it came from a series of hit by pitches and singles. This is a different story now as Duran legs out a two-bagger and brings up Declan Smythe. Smythe takes strike one. One on, one out. 5 hits in the game now for St. Xavier. Fouled off. It's 1-2, or 0-2 rather. Kelly has had some pretty good fortune with strikeouts. 4 of his first 7 outs have been recorded on strikes. Not typically a guy who will rack up too many of them, although he can have some really good games from time to time. 0-2. Check swing, the ball misses in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Duran is at second. He doubled with 1 out in the inning, snapping a string of 5 out of 6 retired. Kelly looks the runner back to second base and now resumes his attention on home plate. 1-2 on Smythe. Reiser is up next. Ball outside, 2-2. Just hasn't been an easy go of things so far in this game for Colin Kelly. He got Smythe to pop out before giving up the double to Duran. 2-2 pitch. Lined sharply on 1 bounce to the shortstop. Noah Carraro over to first. It's in the dirt, but picked out of there by Eric Maffey. 2 away. It's a big second out, keeping Duran where he is at second base. Now it's up to Joe Reisers to try to get him in.
Designated hitter, number 30, Joe Reisers.
Joe Reisers was hit by a 1-0 pitch back in the first inning. No official at bats for him. He swings at the first pitch here, lifts it into right field towards the line. Coming over is Tumulty. He makes the catch in fair territory. That ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit. That hit being a 1-out double. And Duran is stranded at second base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-0, St. Xavier. Well, Colin Kelly has settled in over these last few innings. He's allowed just 1 base runner in both the 2nd and the 3rd, so now it's time for the St. Francis Bats to come out to support him. Top of the order for USF. Noah Carraro leads things off. First pitch to Carraro. Hits the inside corner for strike 1. Carraro is 1 for 1 with a single and a stolen base back in the first inning. overall today. Saints have had 2 base runners, both on singles, and 2 stolen bases. Ball outside, 1-1. Vargas, for the most part, though, has been mowing them down. 5 of the last 6 have been retired by Vargas. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Carraro, Martinez, and Maffey. Top of the order due up this inning for St. Francis. Tapped foul. Carraro just barely gets a new life here. Still alive. Leading off the 3rd inning. One ball and 2 strikes. Vargas already has 2 strikeouts today. Make that 2 is correct. So he's looking for number 3 right now. He doesn't get it. Instead, it's lined sharply into left center field. Noah Carraro has his 2nd hit of the day. A big turnaround first. He decides not to try to advance any further. So Noah Carraro now 2 for 2 at the top of the St. Francis batting order.
Third baseman, number 22, Alex Martinez.
Here's Alex Martinez, 0 for 1 with a flyout. Out in front of an off-speed pitch. Strike 1 on Martinez. Alex Martinez is 0 for 1. He flew out to right field his first time up. Throw to first base. Vargas will keep close watch on Noah Carraro over at first. Carraro already does have 1 steal today. Came back in the 1st inning. He's a dangerous man to run. Ground ball to 3rd, inside the line. Nice play by Jimmy Smythe, who throws to 2nd for 1, over to 1st. That's a double play. A hard hit ball from Alex Martinez, but Smythe was right where he needed to be. And the 5-4-3 double play results in the bases once again being empty. And the Fighting Saints have again been forced to make it happen with 2 outs. Try to start afresh here. Eric Maffey takes ball 1. Maffey walked back in the 1st inning. Game's only walked so far by either pitcher. Called ball down low, 2-0. Scott Tumulty is waiting on deck. Maffey is trying to give him a chance here. Ball below the knees. It's 3-0. Maffey is the only one to have walked today for either team. He is maybe on the verge of doing it again. .30 pitch. That's right down the pike. Strike 1. The old gimme strike. Maffey looked like he was taking all the way. Now a better hitter's count at 3 balls and a strike. And it works out okay for the hitter. A walk. Second issue today by Vargas. Again, both have been to Maffey. Scott Tumulty is 0 for 1. He struck out swinging the 1st inning. He takes a breaking ball inside here, 1-0. Multi, the cleanup hitter for the Fighting Saints, takes another one in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. This has been getting to Vargas a little bit. The longer the inning goes, the more control difficulty he has. It's not an exceptionally long inning, just 15 pitches so far. He misses high, 3-0. John McGuire stands on deck, or at least near on deck. Figuratively, he's on deck. Literally, he's right next to it. Popped foul and out of play. Tumulty had the green light, but he hits a foul ball. 3-1. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And John McGuire come through. There's a tapper foul, 3-2. By which I mean, can John McGuire bat? That's what Tumulty is battling for right now, to get to get McGuire to the plate. That would mean he's reached. Two outs with a runner at first. 2 men have reached this inning thanks to a double play. No runs have scored. There's a ball high. That was ball 3. I had it at 3-2 prior to that, but I had it wrong. It was 2-2. So now it's a full count. 3-2 pitch to Scott Tumulty with the runner on the move. It's taken for strike 3. And the inning is over. Strikeout number 3 in today's ball game for Julian Vargas. We head to the top of the 4th inning. 3-0 St. Xavier.
For the Saints, no runs.
We are 3 innings into this, game 1 of a doubleheader. Our score is 3-0 St. Xavier. They scored all 3 of those runs early. In fact, they all came in the 1st inning. Since then, Colin Kelly's pitched well. Try to keep that going against the bottom of the order here as Darren Zerillo takes ball 1 up and in. Zerillo, Papera, and Wolf each due to hit against Colin Kelly here. Kelly has allowed 1 base runner in each of the last 2 innings. That misses up and in. But no harm in either case. In the 2nd inning, Drew Hunniford's single was erased 1 pitch later on a double play. And then in the 3rd inning, he gave up a 1-out double to Patrick Duran. It looked like trouble until he went on to retire the next 2 guys in a row. No problem at all. Duran was not able to advance even. That foul ball makes it 2-1 on Zerillo. Zerillo gave us the 3rd run of the game with 2 already in the top of the 1st inning. And the base is full. Zerillo hit a fly ball to right field that brought a run in. This time he flies it into left center field. Deep long run back for Luke Ketchum. Ketchum on the run. Can't reach it. It's over his head. It bounces off the wall. Zerillo around second, heads to third base, and the relay throw doesn't make it in time. It's a triple for St. Xavier's second baseman, Darren Zerillo. And an insurance run over at third base now with nobody out. Great start to the inning for St. Xavier. Darren Zerillo picks up his first triple of the season. It's his third extra base hit overall. And it brings up Kyle Papera. Papera struck out swinging his first time up. He takes strike one. Papera now 0 for 6 on the season as he pops this foul and out of play. 0-2. 3 strikeouts early in the game for Colin Kelly, none lately. He'd like to change that here. It's 0-2 on Papera. The infield is playing about halfway in all around. Swing and a miss, strike 3, no infield needed. 1 away. Second time that Kelly has gotten Papera today. It's his 4th strikeout of the game. 3 of the 4 have come against the 8 and 9 hitters. Still just 1 out though, with a runner at third base. A dangerous spot for Colin Kelly as he faces Colin Wolf. The squeeze is on, and it's a nice bunt back to the pitcher. Kelly flips it over to first for the out. But it's an RBI for Colin Wolf. 4-0, St. Xavier leads on the suicide squeeze. Beautifully executed by the Cougars. So the bases are empty now with 2 outs. Zerillo has scored. Back to the top of the order, and Drew Hunniford, who takes strike 1. Hunniford is 1 for 2. He has singled and struck out. Fouled away. 0-2. So a run is in, which is not exactly what Colin Kelly was looking for. But other than that, this could be a pretty successful inning with 1 more strike. Really quick inning. It's not a strike. It bounces several feet in front of the plate. Ball 1. 1-2 on Hunniford with the bases loaded. The inning began with a Darren Zerillo triple. He scored on the squeeze bunt from center fielder Colin Wolf. Ball high. 2-2. Lefty to lefty. Here's the pitch from Kelly. Poked foul to the left, into the seats. Still 2-2. Four runs on 6 hits so far for St. Xavier. They have looked the part of a well-oiled machine here today. Ground ball, weakly hit right side. Scooped up by John McGuire. The second baseman throws over to first and ends the inning. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, nobody left on. As we head into the bottom of the 4th inning at the halfway point, it's 4-0 St. Xavier.
The second baseman, number 13, John McGuire.
Well pitched game so far for Julian Vargas, who has not allowed a run through 3 innings. 4-0 St. Xavier as we move into the bottom of the 4th, the halfway point of today's game. Ball 1 inside on McGuire. John McGuire so far today is 0 for 1. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. I guess technically he didn't really reach. It was the 3rd out of the inning, so he went straight back to his position. Ball low and away. 2-0. John McGuire entering play today was a .256 hitter, 6 runs batted in. He'll be followed this inning by Sam Tumulty and Luke Ketchum. 2-0 from Vargas. Off the back of John McGuire, and the leadoff man is aboard for St. Francis. This is the 3rd time in 4 innings today that the Saints have had their leadoff man on. Base runners have not been the problem for them. Getting those base runners in has been the problem. They've stranded 4 runners on base in addition to 1 double play that they've hit into. So this is their 6th base runner of the game as Tumulty bunts it to 3rd base, charging his Smythe. The throw to first is in time. It's a successful sacrifice as McGuire advances to 2nd base. Nice play by Smythe to cut down Tumulty at first. That could very easily have been an infield single, but for the perfect play by the 3rd baseman. Here's Luke Ketchum. Ketchum is 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time up. He's been the best hitter this season, though, for St. Francis, consistently. He takes ball 1. Well, now the Saints have had at least 1 man in scoring position in 3 out of 4 innings today. Fouled away, 1-1. I mentioned they've had the leadoff man on 3 out of 4 innings. They've had at least 1 base runner in every inning. Haven't been able to break through against a very good pitcher. And the very good offense of St. Xavier is making things tough on the Saints right now as well. Strike called, 1-2. Vargas looking to put away Luke Ketchum. Check swing, he went around. Called by the home plate umpire, strike 3. And that's the 2nd out of the inning. McGuire still stuck over at 2nd base for the moment. 4th strikeout of the game for Julian Vargas. 24th of the year. He's got 1 strikeout in each inning so far this afternoon. Here's Jake Vera. Vera is 1 for 1 with a single. And he takes the ball outside. One and 0. Called strike, 1-1. After the sacrifice bunt and the strikeout, Fighting Saints are down to their final out here, trying to break up this Vargas shutout. And hope that maybe once they break the shutout, the floodgates will open a little bit. Ball low and away. 2-1. Because they're starting to get a little bit late to chip away. They're going to need to put up a big number on the scoreboard at some point. A high strike called there, and it evens the count, 2-2. Vargas is 1 strike away from another scoreless inning. He gets the sign from his catcher, his 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball just outside. His dugout wanted that. And a lot of noise from down the third base line there. but the call goes St. Francis's way. Full count, 2 outs. McGuire over at second base. He'll be running on contact. Swing and a miss, strike 3. No contact, and so no running. Back-to-back Ks, however. And St. Francis goes down without scoring in the 4th. Another 0 on the board, put up by Julian Vargas. We'll head to the 5th. 4-0. St. Xavier holds the lead. Four innings down, 3 to play here in game 1 of our Monday afternoon twin bill. So far it's been all St. Xavier. They scored 3 runs in the first inning, and that's pretty much been the story of the game. Since then, a whole lot of scoreless frames from both sides. Evan Orzek leads off the 5th and takes strike 1. Orzek is 0 for 1. He hit into a double play his last time up. Way back in the first inning, he was hit by a pitch, and his pinch runner came in to score. Ball in the dirt, 1-1. Orzak, one of the most dangerous hitters in the conference. Hasn't really shown it so far today, but he hasn't needed to. The lineup was good top to bottom the first time around. Fastball over the inside corner for a strike. It's 1-2. Cougars got 5 consecutive base runners. Hit by pitch, single, 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 hit by pitch. That's how it went down. That's how they got their first 3 runs. And not a whole lot has happened in this game since then. They did add 1 insurance score last inning. Ball high, it's 2-2. Orzek, Jimmy Smythe, and Duran up this inning. If anyone reaches, Declan Smythe will get his 3rd chance at bat in the game. Colin Kelly doing the pitching for St. Francis. Is 2-2. Grounded to the right side. Picked up by the second baseman McGuire. The toss to first is in time for out number 1. 4 straight have been retired by Colin Kelly. And he'll face Jimmy Smythe for the 3rd time. Smythe is 1 for 2. He singled and scored in that raucous first inning. Popped out his last time up. Kelly's first pitch to Smythe is popped foul to the right side out of play. Four runs, 6 hits, no errors for St. Xavier. 0-3-0 for St. Francis. Both teams got off to strong starts in conference play. St. Xavier's 4-1, St. Francis 3-1. Ball inside, 1-1. Cougars lost their first game in conference play to St. Ambrose this weekend. St. Francis lost its first conference game this weekend at Olivet Nazarene. There's a fly ball hit by Smythe. Deep left field, but playable. Vera backs up, makes the catch, and records out number 2. Jimmy Smythe put a good swing on that one, just didn't quite get the sweet spot. Here's Patrick Duran. He has not been retired yet today. Duran reached on an infield single in the first inning, doubled in the third. Here in the fifth, he takes strike one. Five straight batters have been set down, 7 of the last 8. Kelly's next pitch is hit high in the air, shallow right field. Backing up McGuire, the second baseman makes the grab and ends the inning. Easy 1-2-3 worked by Colin Kelly. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Our score is St. Xavier 4, St. Francis nothing. Nine, 1-2 to up for St. Francis as we move into the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be a pinch hitter for Liam Higgins, and then back to the top of the order, John Peterson. The senior infielder gets his first at bat of the day. Peterson replaces Higgins in the 9 spot in the batting order here. John Peterson is 8 for 40 at the plate this year, a 200 batting average. No home runs, 5 RBIs for the senior. First pitch he sees from Julian Vargas is fouled away for strike one. Higgins struck out his first time up. Vargas has now struck out back-to-back hitters going back to last inning. And so Brian Mahalik has decided to create a different matchup. There's a bunt down the third base line. It's foul, and it's strike two. Carraro and Martinez will hit this inning after Peterson. Eric Maffey, if anybody reaches. Just one run has been scored by either team since the top of the first inning, but the top of the first built a pretty good foundation in this game for St. Xavier. Ball high, 1-2. Ball upstairs. That makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Peterson tries to coax his way on base to get this 5th inning started. Starting to get late here for St. Francis. They're running out of time to make a game out of this. 4-run deficit is far from insurmountable. Peterson lifts it into right center field. Coming on is Papera. He makes the grab on the move for out number 1. Nice running grab by Papera. That one had a lot of air under it. Off the bat, it looked like it was going to do a good job of finding some blank space in the outfield between the right fielder and the center fielder, and it certainly was hit into that gap, but stayed in the air so long that Papero was able to fill in the missing space. There's Noah Carraro taking strike one. Carraro has not been retired yet today. The only one wearing white down on the field who could say that. There's a bunt back to the pitcher. Vargas scoops it up with the glove, throws to first in time. So 2 up, 2 down in the fifth. Couple of quick outs recorded by Vargas. And if he can get through Martinez here, he'll have put his fifth consecutive zero on the scoreboard. Alex Martinez is 0 for 2. He takes a strike. He has flown to right, and he's grounded into a double play. And he's taken a ball. It's 1-1. Next pitch is below the knees. Again, some Cougars faithful wanted that call. They don't get it. It's 2-1 on Martinez. 2 outs, nobody on. 4-0 lead for the team in red. There's a called strike. It's 2-2. He's got at least one strikeout every inning. Does Vargas have another one in him right here? Ball low, 3-2. Struck out one batter in the first, one in the second, one in the third, and then 2 in the fourth inning. No strikeouts yet this inning. Full count on Alex Martinez. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. Martinez will not go down quietly. He's put up a fight here in his third at bat of the game. Maffey waits on deck. 2 outs though. Another 3-2 pitch coming up. Ground ball down the first base line that hugs the line and stays fair. Picked up by Patrick Duran, who carries it directly to the bag for out number 3. It is a 1-2-3 inning, the first one of those today for Julian Vargas. We go to the 6th. 4-0, St. Xavier on top. It's the top of the 6th inning. St. Xavier has a 4-run lead, and they'll look to extend it here. Smythe, Reisers, and Zerillo do up against Colin Kelly, who's settled in, and it's pitched a really nice ball game here. Kelly's first pitch of this inning is hit in the air out to right field. Deep but playable. Backing up and making the catch is Sam Tumulty, and Declan Smythe is retired. And on the first pitch of the 6th inning, no less. Good start to the inning for Kelly.
Designated hitter number 30.
Here's Joe Reisers. One out, nobody on base. Reisers is 0 for 1 with a flyout today. He's also been hit by a pitch. This one is drilled down the left field line, but foul. Strike one. Hard hit ball by Reisers, but foul all the way down. St. Francis's bullpen got busy early in this game. I think there was somebody up and throwing in the first inning. And here we are in inning number 6. And Kelly really has not had any need for help at all. He has been very good since that first inning. Called strike. It's 1-2. He's given up just 1 run over his last 4 1/3. That came in the top of the 4th inning thanks to a Zerillo triple. Zerillo stands on deck right now as Reisers fouls off another. Kelly's performance today is going to be lost in this game if St. Francis is not able to come from behind. But it's well noted how he's pitched. Won't show up in the stats because that first inning counts just the same. Fouled away, still 1-2. But St. Francis hasn't scored today. You lose 1-0, it's no different than losing 4-0 or 12-0. So if you take the first inning out of the equation, you look at just the rest of the game, this is still a losing effort right now for Kelly. But I think if the score were 1-0 at the moment, I'd probably be doing more to build up his performance. Another foul ball hit by Reisers. As it is, Kelly's just trying to keep this game within striking distance. Fighting Saints offense hasn't had much going against Julian Vargas, who started off really well and has gotten even stronger as the game has progressed. Another 1-2 will beget another 1-2. Third straight 2-strike foul ball hit by Reisers. So even if Kelly goes the distance here, I'm not sure that he will, but even if he does, it's going to hurt his ERA pretty significantly, having given up those 3 runs in the first inning. There's a ball high, 2-2. And yet I think Brian Mahalik is more than not satisfied with the job that Kelly's done today, as that ball is lifted into shallow right. Tumulty comes in and calls off McGuire, who had gone back on it. He makes the grab for the second out. That is 8 straight retired by Colin Kelly. Last man to reach against Kelly was Darren Zerillo. Zerillo tripled back in the 4th inning. And then later came in to score on a suicide squeeze bunt. First pitch to Zerillo is lined into center field. Luke Ketchum is right there. Ketchum makes the catch and ends the inning. Pretty quick and easy 6th for Colin Kelly. We head to the bottom of the frame. St. Xavier 4, St. Francis 0.
first baseman, number 10, Eric Maffey.
3, 4, and 5 due up for St. Francis in the bottom of the 6th. This might be their best opportunity remaining. They want to come back in this game with the heart of the order here. Eric Maffey leads things off, swings at the first pitch from Vargas, and grounds it right to the shortstop. Declan Smythe flings it to first, one away. Well, not exactly the start to the inning that the Fighting Saints were looking for. One pitch, one out in the bottom of the 6th inning. They trail 4-0. And St. Francis has scarcely threatened lately. 7 straight have been retired by Julian Vargas. The last hit for St. Francis occurred way back in the 3rd inning. Noah Carraro hit a leadoff single. It was eventually erased on a double play. Ball 1, up and away on Scott Tumulty. 1-0 pitch, up high, ball 2. Julian Vargas hasn't walked anybody since the 3rd inning either. He's walked 2 and hit 1 batter overall in this game. Both of his walks were issued to Eric Maffey. Maffey not as patient in this at-bat. He grounded out on the first pitch. Fouled away, 2-1. Pace of this game has picked up as we've gone along, and that is a credit to the 2 starting pitchers, both in the game still. That ball bounces past the catcher, Orzak, to the backstop. It's 3-1 on Tumulty here. Scott Tumulty has struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. 2 of the 4 strikeouts in the game so far for Vargas. 5 strikeouts in the game for Vargas. There's a fly ball into left field, well hit. Hunniford backs up to the edge of the warning track and has room to make the grab. So Tumulty put a good charge into that ball, but Hunniford had it the whole way. He made the catch pretty routinely at the edge of the track. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th inning. That's 8 straight retired, and now John McGuire, who is the most recent Fighting Saint to get on base. He was hit by a pitch back in the 4th. He swings the first pitch, chops it foul for strike 1. Both pitchers are in a groove. 8 straight retired by Vargas. His opposition, Colin Kelly, has retired 9 in a row. But it was the early offense from St. Xavier which to this point has stood up. Cougars are looking to improve to 21-4 for the season. But not if McGuire has anything to say about it, as he shoots one through the gap on the right side of the infield, a base hit. A single for John McGuire. He's aboard for the 2nd time today. And that'll mean another chance for Sam Tumulty. 4th hit of the game for St. Francis. Tumulty takes ball 1 from Julian Vargas. Tumulty is 0 for 1 in today's game. Flew out on a really nice running grab made by Hunniford his first time up. There's a smash, but right at the 3rd baseman. Picked up on the hop by Jimmy Smythe, and his throw to first is in time. That ends the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left at first base. On our way to the 7th, St. Xavier looks to add some insurance. They lead St. Francis 4-0. Top of the 7th inning, St. Xavier leads by a 4 spot. 3 of their 4 runs came in the first inning. 3 of their 6 hits came in the first inning. Colin Kelly has settled down. He's retired the last 9 batters in a row. So he takes ball 1 downstairs. It's Kyle Papera in the batter's box here. Papera is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Swinging a foul tip into the catcher's glove for a strike. 1-1. There's actually Daniel Barrios. Sorry. Barrios is batting here in the number 8 spot in the batting order. 1-1 count. There's a chopper to the first baseman. Eric Maffey carries it to the bag. 1 away. So Barrios is retired. 3 unassisted. And here's Colin Wolf. And this is not going to be Colin Wolf either. We got another pinch hitter here. This is Tyler Hedman. Tyler Hedman is pinch hitting in the 9 spot in the batting order in place of Colin Wolf. Ball 1 outside on Hedman. Tyler Hedman is 0 for 6 so far this season. An RBI and a run scored. He takes a strike. Count is 1-1. 10 straight set down by Kelly. He's retired Barrios, so now he's trying to get Hedman for the first time. 2-1. Tyler Hedman has had a grand total of 6 at-bats in his total of 5 games played this year. Count is even on him now. 2-2. Been a while since Kelly has struck anybody out. See if he could change that on this 2-2 pitch. He misses high, ball 3. Been a while since he's walked anybody too. In fact, he hasn't today. He has hit 2 batters. He's got 4 strikeouts, but the last one was in the 4th inning. There's a looping liner into right, sinking in front of Tumulty for a base hit. So Tyler Hedman has his first hit of the year. Junior infielder is now 1 for 7 this season, and he will depart for Colin Wolf. So Hedman gets the single. He gets a good hand from his teammates on his way back to the dugout, as he is now in the hits column for the season. And Colin Wolf gets to reclaim his spot in the batting order now by running for him at first base. That was Wolf's turn to hit before Hedman came up as the pinch hitter. 4-0 St. Xavier. They'd feel a lot more comfortable in this game if they added a few more runs here. Not that they don't feel comfortable now, the way that Vargas has pitched. Ball in the dirt. 1-0 on Drew Hunneford. Hunneford is getting his 4th at bat of the game. He struck out to begin proceedings today. Since then, he has singled and grounded out. The 1-0 is behind him. Ball 2. Hunneford did a good job of getting out of the way of that pitch, making sure it didn't hit him. 1 out, 1 on, 2-0 the count. Kelly has gotten a little wild so far in this at bat. There is a right-hander warming up once again in the bullpen for St. Francis. Hard line drive into right field. A base hit for Hunneford. His 2nd of the day. Wolf stops at second base. 2 on with only 1 out. And all of a sudden, St. Xavier is threatening again. With just 1 inning to play with, 2-run deficit, or 4-run deficit rather, is already pretty large for St. Francis. They truly can't afford to see St. Xavier score anymore. And this is a dangerous spot now with 2 on and Evan Orzek coming up. Orzek, one of the best hitters in the country at this level, is hitless so far today as he takes ball one low. He was hit by a pitch, which led to the first run of the game scoring way back in the top of the first. Since then, he's grounded out twice, once including a double play. One and 0 count here. Another hard liner into right field, a hit for Orzek. Colin Wolf is coming around third base. He scores. Hunneford takes third on the play. It's 5-0 St. Xavier. So Evan Orzek gets the base hit. He leaves. Ben Watkins comes in as a pinch runner at first base. Orzek goes back to the dugout to get his catcher's gear ready. Hunneford's at third. They're at the corners. One run already in this inning. And Colin Kelly's day appears to be done. So we got a pitching change here with one out in the top of the seventh inning. 5-0. St. Xavier has extended their lead. I'll tell you about the new hurler in just a few moments. Step aside right now. 5-0 St. Xavier, seventh inning. St. Francis is trying to hang around in this game. It's the top of the seventh inning. They trail 5-0. They've been down 3-0 since the top of the first, but they have kept it close since then. However, they have not been able to break through at all against Julian Vargas. And now St. Xavier is trying to run away with this game, and they're threatening to do just that with runners at the corners, one out, one run already in the seventh inning. And St. Francis has called on a new pitcher. It is right-hander Andrew Hancock on for the 8th time this year, all in relief. Hancock has no record, an ERA of 10.80. In 10 innings pitched, he's allowed 12 runs, all of them earned on 10 hits and 14 walks with 8 strikeouts. Hancock is a senior. He transferred in from the University of Central Missouri. He'll face Jimmy Smythe. Colin Kelly, more impressive than his numbers show today. He went 6 1/3 innings. Ended up allowing 9 hits. 5 runs so far, all of them are earned. These 2 runners on base are his responsibility as well. Pat Duran is the batter. Duran takes the first pitch for a strike, and the runner takes off for second and makes it in safely. So 0-1 on Jimmy Smythe. But Watkins is now at second base. Ben Watkins, who came on as the courtesy runner for Orzek, has a very quick steal. And that's his 6th stolen base of the season. Ball high, 1-1. That stolen base takes the force play out of effect at second. Not likely to see a double play here now. Saints look like they're ready to come home on any ground ball. Quick confab here between the plate and the mound. 5-0 St. Xavier leads. With one of their aces on the mound today, They have been just about unhittable. Now their highly touted offense is trying to break through as well. The 1-1. Fly ball right field foul, out of play. 1-2. Jimmy Smythe today is 1 for 3. He singled and scored a run in the first inning. Since then he's popped out to first and flown out to left. He's behind in the count here, 1-2. Hancock gets the sign in. He's ready. Popped foul and out of play once again. Still 1-2. The Fighting Saints in the bottom of the 7th inning will have the bottom of their order due up. Ketchum, Vera, and Higgins. Liam Higgins, the catcher, who's back in after he was pinch hit for last time around. Another 1-2. Outside, ball 2. The inning began harmlessly enough with a ground out to first base. Since then, 3 straight have reached. Smythe is trying to make it 4 in a row. Hancock trying to prevent that. His 2-2 pitch is a breaking ball over the inside corner for a called third strike. Big strikeout for Andrew Hancock. That brings up Pat Duran.
First baseman, number 44, Patrick Duran.
Duran is 2 for 3 today, with a single and a double and a pop out. 2 outs in the inning. Left-handed batter. Duran takes strike 1. This will be a big job here if Hunter can get out of this inning without any more damage being done. He came in at 5-0 with runners at the corners and 1 out. Now they're at second and third, so they're in better scoring position, but there is 1 out. That's the most important thing. Ball 1 there. Count is even on Duran. This is game 1 of 2 here today. Doubleheader originally scheduled for tomorrow. It's been moved up a day to take advantage of the great weather we've got. Fouled away. It's 1-2. And it is a great day to be outside. Not a huge crowd here this afternoon, but this did start at 3 o'clock on a Monday, so what do you expect? Tough to get out sometimes. But it's a beautiful field here, beautiful day. Artificial conditions on the playing field, which means that this turf is usually good all weather. But you still appreciate a day like today as this ball is flown in the air to deep center field, way back towards the wall, and that ball is gone. It's a 3-run homer for Patrick Duran, and St. Xavier has indeed broken this game wide open. A 3-run shot for Duran makes it 8-0 Cougars. And it came with 2 outs and 2 strikes on him, a 1-2 count. Hancock, I'm sure, wishes he could have a do-over on that one. It was already 5-0. And so already the Saints were in trouble with just 1 inning to try to come back. But that is a big one. That's going to make it a little bit harder for the Saints with the bottom of the order coming up. They'll have to send everybody to the plate at least once in the bottom half of this inning. Ball 1 on Declan Smythe. For Patrick Duran, a .342 hitter, that's now 4 home runs on the season. Called strike on Smythe. It's 1-1. So he's tied Jimmy Smythe with the team lead now with 4 home runs. Smythe leads everybody with 31 RBIs, but Duran is hot on his heels there too. He's got 4 runs batted in today and is now up to 30 for the season. Called strike 2, and for the second time this inning, the Cougars are down to their final strike. Can Hancock finish him off this time? Check swing foul, a defensive swing that time from Declan Smythe. He fought it off into the St. Francis dugout. It remains 1-2. Hancock needs just one more out. He needs to get just one more strike here. The 1-2. Breaks away for ball 2. Hancock wanted it. A few other players on St. Francis were right there with him. Kind of taking a half step towards their dugout down the first base side. Instead, the at-bat continues. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Smythe. Trying to reach base and keep the inning alive for Joe Reisers, who's on deck. 2-2. Ball 3. Couple of close ones. Hancock can't quite get him over the plate. And the count has gone full on Reisers. Or on Smythe, rather. Reisers is on deck. Three-two. Smashed out to center field right at Ketchum, who barely moves a muscle and makes the catch to end the inning. But a big inning for St. Xavier. They score 4 runs. The big shot, a 3-run homer for Patrick Duran. And as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, our score is St. Xavier 8, St. Francis nothing. Last chance for the Fighting Saints here as we move into the bottom of the 7th inning. St. Francis trails St. Xavier by an 8-0 count. Cougars got a 3-run homer from their first baseman, Patrick Duran, in the top half of this inning to double the lead. The 3-run homer didn't double the lead, but the 4-run inning did. It had been 4-0, now 8. First pitch to Luke Ketchum, misses for ball 1. It's Ketchum, Vera, and Higgins due up this inning. 1-0. Ball inside, 2-0. Luke Ketchum, the lone 300-plus hitter on this team, has today gone 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out. And he takes a ball inside, 3-0. Julian Vargas still on the mound for St. Xavier with nobody warming up in their bullpen. Vargas has not given Addison Rouse any reason to think he shouldn't stay in there. Brilliant performance for Vargas so far today, although he hits the leadoff batter here in the 7th inning. Last thing he wanted to do there. Third hit batter of the game.
Left fielder number
make that the second hit batter of the game to go along with 2 walks. We've seen 4 total hit batters between these 2 pitchers today, Kelly and Vargas. Jake Vera is the hitter. He's 1 for 2 with a single today. He's also struck out once. He takes a ball inside, 1-0. Well, this is the absolute worst thing that Vargas could have done, and the Cougars know it. They'll send a coach out to talk with him. Vargas has been rolling along through 6 innings. Now all they want him to do is come out and throw some strikes and get him through this victory, set up for game 2. But Vargas has come out and not thrown any strikes. His first 5 pitches have all missed the zone. One of them hit Luke Ketchum, who stands at first base now with pretty good speed. 1-0 on Vera. And the meeting on the mound is about finished. You don't always see the coaches come out to talk mid-at-bat like that, but Vargas needed some settling down. It was a long top half of the 7th that saw 4 runs score and a pitching change. So maybe that contributed to rusting him up a little bit. I'm not sure. 1-0 on Vera. He takes a strike. It's 1-1. So after the meeting, whatever kinks he had to work out seemed to have been worked out. String of 5 straight balls thrown is over. Ball outside, 2-1. Jake Vera's a junior. Came over from Kankakee Community College. He takes a ball. And the count is 3-1. So after the meeting, Vargas came back finally with 1 strike, and he's right back to his old tricks. 7 of 8 pitches this inning have been balls. One of them hit Luke Ketchum. He's at first now. And there's ball 4, back-to-back walks. And you know that Addison Rouse didn't want to have to think about this, but he's got his bullpen going here late in game 1. Vargas seemed to be in total control of this game. Then it all went away in a flash. Here in this inning, he's thrown 9 pitches, 8 of them have been balls. And the Fighting Saints have 2 men on base for the first time since the first inning. Ball 1 on Higgins. Higgins was showing bunt, and he still couldn't get it in the zone against him. 1-0 on Higgins, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Omar Abuelia is warming up in the bullpen right now for St. Xavier. There's a wild pitch. The runners advance. 2-0 on Higgins, who was looking to bunt initially, and now he doesn't have to. The runners have gotten themselves over on their own. 8-0 St. Xavier. They seem to have this thing in hand. The one thing that could curtail that would be pitcher not throwing any strikes. That's what we've got right now. 10 of 11 pitches have missed the zone from Vargas. 2-0 on Higgins. He swings and drives it out to deep left field down the line and cutting foul. That one had home run distance, but he pulled it. Count goes to 2-1. Still nobody out this inning. That was just the second strike thrown by Vargas in the bottom of the 7th, and Higgins was ready to jump all over it. He was just a hair early. Two and 1. Grounded left side, scooped up by the third baseman Smythe, who throws over to first and gets the out. The run scores for St. Francis, so the shutout is gone. Give the RBI to Liam Higgins. And for the sophomore, that's number 1 this year. Jake Vera holds his position. He stayed at second base on that play. So a runner at second, 1 out for Noah Carraro. 1 run is in. That 3-run home run for Patrick Duran really looming large now as Carraro takes ball 1. It's 2-0. This may be Vargas's last hitter if things continue in this manner. Can't throw any strikes right now. He's all over the place. A very different pitcher than what we saw in the first 6 innings. Ground ball to third, backing up. Smythe plays it on a couple of hops, throws to first, and retires Carraro. 2 outs. So he got it back after all, at least for that one at bat. Now he's got to try to do the same against Alex Martinez. Martinez is one guy that, regardless of how anything else is going, he would rather not face Vargas. He would have preferred to see Carraro walk there because that might have meant that we would see the call to the bullpen now. But Martinez has had a tough day. This time he grounds it up the middle for a hit. Around third and coming across the plate is Vera. It's an 8-2 game. Nice job by Martinez bouncing back. After he had gone 0 for 3 with a double play, he jumps early in the count here and grounds a single out to center field, scoring Vera. 2 runs in the inning. Saints still down to their final out here. See if they can keep pushing. Eric Maffey is the batter. Maffey takes ball 1 low. The RBI single for Alex Martinez. That ball is fouled off to make it 1-1. It's just the 5th hit of the day for the Fighting Saints. The 4th of those 5 to have gone for a single base. Actually, I'm looking at my score sheet right now. It looks like 5 of 5. They don't have an extra base hit today. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Vargas is able to make the grab. In fact, I think he caught it on the fly. Didn't even need to toss it to first base, but this one comes to a close here. St. Xavier finishes off an 8-2 victory. Got a little dicey there in the end, but they were able to finish it off as St. Francis avoids the shutout but takes the defeat by a final score of 8-2. Let's take a look back at some of the scoring in this game and how it all went down. For a long time, it looked like the first inning was going to be the only one that really mattered at all in this game. St. Xavier scored 3 runs in the first inning with 1 out. They got 5 consecutive base runners, hit by pitch, single, hit by pitch, and then a sacrifice fly finished up the scoring. So they scored 3 runs in the top of the first before the Fighting Saints even came to bat. They trailed 3-0, and then it became a great pitcher's duel. Colin Kelly settled in after that first inning. Julian Vargas was great from the word go. And it remained 0-0 until the top of the 4th, or excuse me, 3-0 until the top of the 4th. That's when St. Xavier added a big insurance run. Darren Zerillo tripled. He later came in to score on a suicide squeeze bunt from Colin Wolfe. That made it 5-0. It was 5-0 for a while. St. Xavier put it away that made it 4-0, sorry. You get something straight at some point. That made it 4-0, and then St. Xavier put it away in the 7th by doubling their score. They got a single from Tyler Hedman, his first hit of the season, and then singles from Drew Hunneford and Orzak. Evan Orzak's pinch runner, Ben Watkins, stole second base. And then a 3-run homer for Patrick Duran wrapped up the scoring for St. Xavier, making it 8-0 and essentially putting the game away. The Saints did have a couple of chances in the 7th inning. In fact, they put together a couple of runs thanks to a hit by pitch, a walk, and a wild pitch. Vargas was all over the place. RBI ground out for Liam Higgins made it 8-1. It finally got him on the board. And they added one on Alex Martinez RBI single. But those 4 runs that were scored in the top of the 7th proved to be too much to overcome. Saints may have run out of time. Too little too late for them as they fall by a final score of 8-2. The winning pitcher is Julian Vargas. Vargas went the distance. He was great for 6 innings. In the 7th, he hiccuped, but got through it just the same to improve his record for the year to 5-0. The losing pitcher for St. Francis is Colin Kelly, who takes his first loss of the season. He's 0-1. Kelly had a rocky beginning and a rocky ending. In between, he was magnificent, but ultimately he will go down in this game for 6 1/3 innings pitched and 7 runs allowed. Again, the final score, St. Xavier 8, St. Francis 2. The Cougars improved to 21-4 overall, 5-1 in conference. The Saints fall to 7-17. Their conference record this year is 3-2. That's going to do it for this broadcast, but don't go anywhere because we're only about a half hour away from the start of Game 2 of this doubleheader. So plan on about 5:35 to 5:40. We'll have the second game in 9-inning affair between St. Francis and St. Xavier, and hopefully that's a good one. Join us then. For right now, Terry Bonadonna signing off. Talk to you soon.